Everybody, I am Todd standing because I'm going live on, can't say it yet because I'm not live on TikTok. And I believe now I'm live on TikTok. Am I live on TikTok? Yes. So for the first time, I'm going live on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. I'll be answering questions. I've got questions. So I put up, uh, I put up a line of questions. First of all, good evening, everybody. My name is Todd Standing, and I'm the man who takes people out into the field, has them either live interact with or eyewitness a Sasquatch. This is my live show. People will ask me questions pertaining to the existence of a species I'm very well aware of, commonly referred to as Bigfoot. I also refer to them as Sasquatch. And this is the very first time I've done TikTok live with this live show. And thank you very much, everybody, for joining in through TikTok. And I have, I put up a photograph every week before I do a live show. And I have lots of stuff to talk about today, too. It's going to be a cool live show because, yeah, I finished my expeditions and I did a lone expedition, and I'll talk about that a little bit. Um, but I'll answer the Instagram, Facebook questions that I put up. Very interesting questions. So, first one is, do they use mushrooms? Well, I subscribe to, so human beings became very special maybe 10,000 ish years ago. Something happened where we up leveled dramatically. And Lloyd Pyle, who I quite liked, he's now passed away, talked about the aliens breeding with us, which kind of leads me into another question I'll talk about in a minute, because we've changed so much in the Egyptian pyramids. And if you think that human beings have the capabilities to build pyramids and rocks like that, and the things that have been done, you know, uh, ancient structures have been built. I don't believe we had that ability unless something spectacular had gone on. And you could say alien influence. I don't study aliens. I don't do aliens. I'm not a paranormal researcher. I'm a Sasquatch researcher specifically. But I've seen evidence of aliens and they absolutely exist. But I'm not going to get into that in any kind of detail. However, that's the another theory that's being very accepted. I saw the documentary Fantastic Fungi, and I have recently myself delved into the psilocybin, I believe is what they call it, just magic mushrooms. I've used them because out in the field, I was using them. I'm not really going to use them much anymore because I don't find they have any effect. I seem to become immune to them. But it was enhancing my sensory perceptions, and most importantly, my extrasensory perception, my ESP, my mind speak, was very, very important to me. And it seemed to be helping for a while. I seem to have learned my lessons from it that were pretty significant. And now I basically have to take so much mushrooms that I need to go face like normal what would normally melt people's faces, and that makes my body toxic. So I stopped taking them this year, and I actually feel every time I took them, I was trying to keep the benefits of what I was feeling, the exceptional gifts that I was feeling from the mushrooms. I didn't like the way it made my body feel. And I almost pretty much got over the way it made me feel a little bit intoxicated. It came down to I would see better, smell better, hear better, and then my telepathy was expanded into my mind, which I believe I kept a lot of those effects. And I'm working on other ways of working and keeping those effects. So, but if you ask me, that's a so again going back to the development of human beings, one of the theories that I really like, I might even like that better than the aliens breeding with us theory, is that we started pounding mushrooms and it caused extreme changes in our brain that allowed us to be what we call modern man. And knowing that, I would think hell yeah, Sasquatch would pound mushrooms or would have gone through that phase too, maybe even to date still currently are smashing them because they are telekinetic, and they do use extrasensory perception, they do mind speak 100%. So that's my theory. Don't hate on nobody, right? Let's not get angry about stuff. This is my theory, and I have evidence to substantiate this, especially personal evidence that is really amazing and fantastic. Personal experiences that are impossible to have transpired without mind speak. Impossible. So when I show people this, when I go out, people have experienced this with me. Impossible things have transpired in my life that make me know that absolutely they do mind speak, they do telekinesis, they do precognition, they have exceptional gifts. Those are my theories. That I actually don't believe them. I know Sasquatch is real, and I know they have these capabilities. So leads into the other question though: is our Sasquatch alien? And I'll tell you this: if Lloyd Powell is correct and it was aliens that bred into us, we don't seem to fit in very well on this planet. If you took a human being and left him naked in the wilderness with no technology, he would die. If you took a Sasquatch and threw him in the wilderness alone, he would thrive. He's got the body composition, he's got the abilities, he's got everything he needs to survive absolutely naked. So I would argue Sasquatch are less alien looking than we are, and we live on this planet. So, in fact, they are obviously the indigenous hominid species that thrive here in North America. That's just the way I feel about it. They're much more likely to be indigenous than we are. They look much less alien. And then last question I guess there's two more. So a lady asked me, are they families or do they live in singles? And I don't. I actually am certain I'm with a whole tribe of Sasquatch. So elders, females, young, so multiple families put together. I believe the males live with monogamous relationships with females, and that there's a chieftain that rules over everything. And those are very deduced based on gorilla, chimpanzee, human beings, other hominid or primate behaviors, is what I've deduced that on. I don't have any evidence to substantiate that other than um, just what I've experienced and what I see and what I feel based on so many factors. Guys, I've had so much experience with Sasquatch. It is nothing short of awesome. How much experience I've had them, how many days I've been out there, how much success I've had. So, before I start answering the questions live, let me talk a little bit about this year. So, no new footage this year. I fought for it. I bled for it. I worked my ass off for it. Um, I need to really digest more about the last expedition because it was really hard on me and I was very frustrated. It got cold and my equipment was working poorly. This camera, I was using my phone camera, froze up, couldn't use it, and I just had a whole bunch of things happen. And Sasquatch, I don't want to get too personal because I'm not ready to share this yet. But Sasquatch really showed some holes in my life, and there's a couple things I'm not doing very well in my life. I'm just going to be really transparent, and they showed me where those holes were, and I have to fix that. It's just as simple as that. So and I don't really want to get too much into that because it was hard. It was frustrating. I really talked to them a lot. I was actually going out there because I wanted the new Patterson footage. That was my goal. I talked to them. I asked them for permission, and I wanted like even I showed the Sasquatch like this is what happened with the Patterson footage, and I want something that is great like that, but 4K, just better composition. I feel like I've earned it. I know Roger Patterson. I think I've deduced Roger Patterson was a really wonderful, amazing person. And I've met Bob Gimlin, who was there for the Patterson footage filming. And Bob Gimlin has just got a heart of gold. He's a wonderful, incredible human being. I have nothing but good. It's a miracle. As much as the miracle of the footage is of the Patterson footage, which is absolutely real. If you want to debate that, go somewhere else. I know it's real. There's just absolutely no doubt. I've statistically proven it. It's literally one in a. The odds of it being faked are literally impossible because of what they counterintuitively produced in that film that they didn't know in science till decades and years later, like the mid-tarsal joint, the bulge in the quad. They just couldn't have done that. It's not possible. And I'm not debating that stuff at all. There's lots of debate. You can go other places and debate that. We're next level above that. So even if you think the Patterson footage isn't real, whatever, the species is real. They absolutely exist, and I know that because if you haven't seen my documentary, if you're new, and you don't know, I filmed them on multiple occasions. So people get frustrated with me that I do have new footage. It's in a documentary coming out. I just haven't. Warner Brothers rejected it. Who is my distributor? And I don't. I'll probably just put the documentary out to you guys. So, but I have to. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on that documentary and years making it. So it has to be return on investment. So I will be selling the documentary. Um, we'll see how that goes. That's the business part of it, right? So I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that. But yeah, I am. It's bad enough that I get people. I think it's real low too, because most of the people that have seen my footage have seen it for free. Like really high percentage of people have seen it for free or paid virtually nothing for it if they saw it on Netflix, right, or YouTube or whatever. And I risked my life and spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on that footage and lost. Like as a business, it was a loss for me. I never even came close to making back the money that was put into that documentary. Never mind the hours and time spent. So most of you that have got that stuff, you got it for free. So don't be assholes, please, because you got free stuff, and nobody can run a business for free. Don't get mad at Tolkien because he sold Lord of the Rings. He wrote it. He worked hard on it. He wrote it in his nice little comfortable office, and he sold the book. And no one's pissed off when a writer sits at his computer in front of a safe desk in a safe, warm home, and sells the book after. I busted my ass. I went out in the bush. I bleed. I went through weather. I went through grizzly bears, mountain lions, packs of wolves, rutting moose, you name it, getting lost, deep, deep backcountry hardships, filmed it all, put it all together, wrote it all up for you guys, and I will be selling it. That's what you do. That's one of the reasons I'm a full-time Sasquatch researcher. If you don't like that, then go get mad. Get mad. How dare they build a phone and then sell it to you? Like it's really stupid, preposterous. People think like that, but that's the reality of life. So it will be for sale. I will require to be monetarily reimbursed for it, at least make my money back. And so I'll be figuring out how I want to do that. If you want to support that, stay tuned, because that's extremely likely to happen. I'm basically at the final stage. I'm not even going to try to sell it to the meatheads at Discovery Channel. And I don't want to say meatheads because I like Zach Beher at History Channel, but the committees are a bunch of meatheads. These morons rejected Discovering Bigfoot, the movie, which none of those networks will ever have anything like that. The biggest network of all time at that time was Netflix that had ever existed. And that was the #1 documentary on the biggest network of all time. And those idiots didn't buy it. And then those idiots wouldn't buy too. So the business of it is really perplexing to me. So I just, I'm boots on the ground. I'm not a manager. I don't have agents and that kind of stuff. I refuse to get boxed in with anybody. So I'm completely independent. I will stay that way because then I only answer to me and I can do whatever I want. I'm free to make my own decisions. So that's where we're at with that. So but I am unhappy and I am very disappointed that I was not able, because believe me, I tried. I had a lot of setbacks. I had a big celebrity back out of an expedition, which lost me tens of thousands of dollars. And then the forest fires set me back. I lost 2 expeditions, which was also an enormous financial setback, and just a bunch of other things that went wrong that kind of sucked. So I had a lot of setbacks as a businessman. I just scraped by this year, and that kind of sucks. And that's my problem, is the lack of succeeding in the field of abundance. So I have to go fix that. So anyways, let's do some questions here. Let's go through some stuff. You think people are jealous of you? That's why they don't believe you? Yes. So that was a question from TikTok. Absolutely. Well, even what I can tell you for sure is, like, a show, as an example, I did the show Finding Bigfoot. And if you watch the show Finding Bigfoot, you'll find, so it's BFRO members, Matt, Cliff, Bobo, they're all BFRO members. So if you're a BFRO member and you film a Bigfoot, it's real. The show will say it's real. And if you're not a BFRO member, like me, and Jeff Meldrum and John Benedego and Les Stroud and all these great people that I work with, if you're not a member and you film a Bigfoot, it's fake. But what they really forget about jealousy, there's competition. These people like to compete with me. That's a big mistake. I just think I'll cooperate with you. I love to cooperate. You want to try to compete with me? You know how many, like, I've got dozens of videos of Sasquatch, dozens of photographs, like incredible stuff. And it's all real. I mean, go ahead, say what you want, build all this crap and try to compete against me, whatever. I don't care. I take people out and show them a Sasquatch, and the Sasquatch they see looks like the Sasquatch that they filmed. And I fearlessly do so, freaking fearlessly. I'll take out anybody, anytime, anywhere, and all I'll do is prove the existence. But the show Finding Bigfoot, if they come out and they do a show on me, and all this stuff is real and I'm legit, why are you watching Finding Bigfoot? Those people, I'm going to call them that, those heroes on the show have never even seen a Bigfoot. They've never filmed one. They've never produced a pinch of nothing of evidence. They've never taken anybody out and shown them a Bigfoot. Like, I am literally at this year. You want to hear some exciting news? As of this year, here's my numbers. I've taken out 128 human beings have gone out on expedition with me since I started expeditions way back in, I don't know, probably 6 years ago. I started doing expeditions, and actually, I'm actually including like Survivor Man, the smaller groups that I started out with. So 128 people I took out with the intention of showing them a Sasquatch. Of that 128, 62 of them, just a little less than half, I witnessed a live interaction. They didn't see a Sasquatch, but they had a live interaction, a whoop, a tree knock, a banging, tree shaking, and then substantiated that sound or that piece of evidence with more evidence, with tracks on the ground, with busted trees that couldn't have been done by a human being. So, or a trackway or whatever other kind of evidence there is. So 62 people I took out went home convinced their live interaction was a Sasquatch. 100% convinced. 29 people. I was hoping John on the last expedition was going to be 30 because we worked so hard to get good success on that last October expedition. But 29 people have eyewitnessed a Sasquatch under my guidance. 20 freaking 9? That is goddamn awesome. Like, that's got to be, who in the hell in the world has ever done that? Huh? Who? Right? I take out TV shows, and these are like MDs, PhDs, wildlife officers, Navy SEALs, like lawyers, businessmen, you know, multiple medical doctors, like, the list goes on and on. So these are the highest caliber of human beings I take out. That really attracts me to somebody to take them out because I pick and choose who comes out with me. Of the thousands of people that want to go out on an expedition with me that apply every year, I only take 30 into radium, 33 including Nia Bay that I do every year. And the Nia Bay trip, people are falling over themselves to get out to that one. So 33 people is maximum I can take out every year. So I pick and choose, and be aware of this. Of the 33, there's over 50 of them that want to come back. I don't have to do new people. I do new people just to force growth upon me. But you understand that? Like, just completely sold out. So you want to be pissed off about something? Get pissed off about that. I completely sell it every year. I pick and choose who I get to come out. And I always pick and choose people that challenge me, that question me, that push this discovery process to a new level, because that's what I want. I want brilliant human beings that are going to push this discovery, that are moving in the right direction, but have different perspectives than me. And everybody that works with me has that. Not one single friend or colleague or expeditioner, especially that comes back. They're all challenging me. They're all pushing me. They're all helping this discovery process move forward. So, yeah, that's where we're at with that. So, hello, Chris. Chris is an expeditioner. Thanks very much for tuning in. James, thanks. James, again, talk about people that push me. James pushes me, gives me heck all the time, and I really appreciate that. Really need that. Woo, my syllab question shares. Oh yeah, that's so John Doe asked the psilocybin, which is mushrooms. So yeah, that was your question for sure. Thank you, Royal Creations, for tuning in. Tristan, oh look at this. Good evening, Todd. Just wondering, what would you do after the species is known and taken seriously care of, and then wasn't anything left to prove? So, and then he says, thanks for all you do. It's, you know what? It'll never stop. What will I do? I will grow. I will expand. I will have 100 discovering Bigfoot research centers all over the world. That's my goal. 100 of them. Train other people, have other people guide, because the research center, you guys got to understand this. You think it's just like a guerrilla tour. It's not. It's the ecology, it's the plants, it's the animals, the trees, the berries, how to survive, loving the land, enjoying, like, the discovery of Bigfoot. You can't have anything to do with Sasquatch if you don't love nature, and if you're not going to go be a part of nature. that's a that's how I work my expeditioners, is I get them comfortable, I teach them about nature, and when they're really in that mindset to learn, when the student is ready, which is the expeditioner, the master appears and grows with them. And that's what even happened. This year was incredibly successful. On the last expeditioner that came out with me, John, that guy had such an incredible experience. This is a tough dude. This is a guy who's completely a self-made man. Like, he is tremendously abundant, has an amazing wife, a brilliant life, and this man, you could take all his money away and he would just build it right back up again. He's literally just a guy who can get things done, a leader, just an incredible human being, has a fancy jet, beautiful house, lives an incredible life. And this man, this very brave man, got so when the Sasquatch came in, we heard them coming in. They let us know they were coming, and it was pitch black. You're in the middle of hell of nowhere in the wilderness. These giant primates are coming in, and he can just hear it, know it, feels it. Well, he got terrified. He got. I even believe he. I don't know if he was shaking. Actually, he said he was shaking, and I didn't see any shake in him. He felt terrified. He felt like he was shaking. He really wasn't. But the Sasquatch latched onto him with mind speak. And this human being, I mean, this is a skeptical man. This is a man who's just honest, integrity, has no reason to be dishonest to anybody. He's alone in the wilderness with me. And he feels tremendous fear. Remember, I talked about that. And I don't care who you are. When you get out here and you experience this, you'll feel the fear. He was feeling it. But a particular Sasquatch, I believe him and his son were interacting with the year before, incredible interactions that convinced him of the reality of Sasquatch. And his expeditioner last year had a sighting, but got into his head through the mind speak, latched onto him, and calmed him down. He said he was like a 9 terrified. And after that, Sasquatch got into his head and was mind speaking with him, got him down to like a 3, calmed him down. And it was incredible to watch that happen. I was also having a mind speak experience, and they were teaching me stuff too. There were 4 Sasquatch there. One latched on to John, and the other 3 were like back and forth teaching me lessons, and it was pretty amazing. So, anyways, incredible things like that are happening. Incredible growth is happening, and I'm super. It's just wonderful about that. But anyways, the point is, to answer Tristan's question, it'll never stop. The discovery will never stop. They learn new things about gorillas every year, chimpanzees. I dedicate my life to this discovery process. And what's awesome is I say this a lot, and maybe it sounds a little egotistical, but I don't care. I am the heavyweight champion of the world when it comes to Sasquatch, because if anybody else discovers Sasquatch, I win. If I discover Sasquatch, I win. Why do I say that? Because when anybody discovers Sasquatch, they're going to go, oh my God, they look just like Todd Stanning's photographs. They do just like Todd Stanning says. Everything that Todd Stanning has been saying this whole time is absolutely true. They make the tree breaks, they make the structures, they walk like that, they have a metatarsal joint. All that stuff that I've been saying, and other people say as well, is absolutely true. I've really been showing people Bigfoot for the past decade plus. So I win. You can't take me out of the equation anymore. Like, literally the conversation goes, if they're here, wow, how come nobody had any proof? How come nobody was saying anything? I was. Right from the beginning, right from 2005. I went public, was talking about this. I was expressing the reality. We're coming on 20 years that I really for sure 2006. I was very, very public in 2006. And, so it's been almost 20 years. I've been saying they're real. I've been trying to get Fish and Wildlife to come out with me. And even when the discovery happens, however it happens, they're going to require more information. And I am just a wealth of information about this species, a tremendous wealth. So, and then I get to grow and expand and blow up. I will get my discovery. I don't even need the discovery process to be scientifically accepted to have 100 discovering Bigfoot research centers, but I do need to continue to grow. And I want to answer another thing. This is on TikTok. We don't need bodies so much as evidence. Well, I have evidence. Remember, I have DNA, guys. I show people Sasquatch. I have photographs. The tracks are. I don't even touch on the tracks. I do research in the Rocky Mountains, and Jeff Meldrum has the sickest tracks that are so significant. The evidence, the PhDs have said that Jeff Meldrum has the feet are scientifically accepted as real. They're in the scientific database as footprints from an indigenous North American bipedal hominid. Just so not the rest of the body is real. That's how preposterous this discovery is moving forward. Like, that's ridiculous. That should have been the end of it, but it didn't even do anything. But what was I getting at anyways? So but going back to, so the evidence, I have freaking so much evidence. I show people Bigfoot. Like, what the hell? This I talked about this in a video recently. Like, bring out Joe Rogan, bring out Mr. Beast. Tyler Oliveira's been dancing around me. Let's go. Like, I'll show anybody a Sasquatch. That's what I do. Put the name down. I'll take them out, show them a Sasquatch. That's what I do. So, but anyways, what I can't do, and I don't like to say this word because that's the ugly C word to me, is can't. I can't get a body, because the only way I can guarantee a body is if I go shoot one. That's just not going to happen. I don't want to really discuss that. The Sasquatch are my teachers. I'm a student of theirs. They trust me immensely. I'm completely transparent and open with them, as much as I am completely and transparent and open with all of you that are watching this show right now. I cannot go out and hunt them and verse them and harm them for 1,000 reasons. There's so many of that. And they say trank one. You can't do that, guys. Come on. Like you're not thinking straight. They live in groups. Okay. I tranquilize a Sasquatch. Oh, that's his son. That's their friend. What do you think this is not a bear or a mountain lion that lives solitary. Not a pack of wolves that are going to run away when you fire some shots in the air. These are hominids. If I trank one, they're not going to understand that I didn't kill it. If I raise a gun and shoot at one, they're going to defend themselves. I'm not going to start a war with them. It's just not a possibility. And you're going to have to get over yourself if you're just going to bitch and complain about that, because I can't do that. I can't. And you won't hear me say that. I can get new footage. I can get more DNA. I can take people out. I can do anything. The one thing I cannot do, the one thing I refuse to even try to attempt, because I thought about it and I considered it a long time ago. I can't do it. I will lose. They're superior to me in the wilderness. I couldn't shoot one if I wanted to. Even when you say, well, we had that video. Yeah, I'd have shot one, then died. They're going to defend themselves. Let me come into your house and shoot one of your family members or tranquilize one of your family members and then see how you feel about it. These are hominids. These are actual sentient beings, right? They're not like gorillas. They're up leveling. They're way up level. As far as hominids go, they're a superior hominid to us. So these are just a few of the reasons. But if you want to be angry at me, if you want to be pissed off, the one thing I will not do is I will not shoot one. I will not tranquilize one. That's ridiculous. If I tranquilize one in the Rocky Mountains, you understand? I study Rocky Mountain Gigantopithecus or Sasquatch, Rocky Mountains. You trank something up in the mountains and it runs off and falls off a cliff and dies. You know what I mean? So there's like so many levels why this just can't happen. So just take it out of the equation when it comes to Todd Standing. I'm not going to trank one. I'm not going to shoot one. I'm not going to harm one ever. That's my way. I feel that way logically. I cannot. And more importantly, morally, I cannot. So when I left this year, I mean, I get teary-eyed, I get emotional. You understand? I spent like over 100 days in the wilderness with these Sasquatch this year, and all the incredible things they did, all the interactions, all that stuff. They chose to do that. There are people out there that give me heck and go, just leave them alone. I hear that a lot on TikTok, actually, over here on TikTok. And you don't. People who say that, what are you, stupid? I don't chase them. They come to us. They come to us. I used to, but I don't chase them anymore at all. Zero. All the interactions, all the stuff I've had in the past, I don't know, 15 years is, well, less than that. I'd say in the past 10 years is them coming to us. The Survivor Man shows, I was on Survivor Man Bigfoot. I spawned the series. I'm the man responsible for the series Survivor Man Bigfoot. It wouldn't have happened without me. I'm entirely the man behind that. That wouldn't have, none of that would have happened. There'd be no success if they weren't coming around, taking my gifts and interacting with me. So they choose to come around. So I'm not versing them. So people that are saying that, like, take your head out of your ass. What the hell are you talking about? I don't chase them around. I'm not versing them. They're by choice coming to me. So, and they stay wild. That is so great too. There's no domesticating these guys. So Tommy says, I won't respond to comments about my looks and stuff like that. Freaking guys, I'm a goddamn wilderness backcountry maniac, right? I take excellent care of myself physically. There's not many 20-year-olds that can keep up with me. I eat extremely healthy. That's a big part of this discovery process. A big part of what I do is being extremely fit, extremely healthy, but I also smash the hell out of myself. My face gets burnt and baked and cut and slit and bumped, and I don't care about that stuff. I'm a backcountry wilderness expert, and I spend hardcore time in the backcountry, and I kick my ass big time. So from the neck up, this whole part of me has just been abused and beaten, and that's just the way it is. If you have a problem with that, whatever. I don't answer questions like that. I'm very lean, I'm very fit, I'm very strong, I'm very healthy, and that's all that matters to me. Todd, hello. Have you ever come across Bigfoot nests on your expeditions? I don't really. No, there's no nests. They don't do nests. I've never seen a nest that I was really convinced 100% that it was legit. So yeah, I'm not a nest guy. I've seen them make temporary little bedding areas. I guess maybe you call that a nest, but those are really rare. So when's my next expedition? Nia Bay. So Nia Bay is in Washington State on the Olympic Peninsula. in the Olympic, just, is that the Olympic forest they're in? Anyways, it's on the Olympic Peninsula. It's native elders that come out with me, mostly guide me, I'd say. Um, just a freaking amazing experience. Larry and Analia, these incredible shamans that guide me, and we work together and we bounce ideas off of each other. And then I've got this amazing Indigenous man, Brian. He's usually on here, calls himself maintenance worker or something. Just these incredible people that I get out with. That's sold out. Like that's probably sold out for years. I might have to I'll have to start finding another way to do more expeditions in Nia Bay, because I have so many people that want that, because it's a wonderful, totally different thing. We're on the Makah Indian Reserve, and the Makah people support it. They're so amazing, so wonderful. The history of the Makah people blows my freaking mind. They're actually I'm going to say this. They're the most impressive indigenous or native people in North America I've ever seen. Nobody can, what they've done and how they live in equilibrium with nature, using a bit of science and staying natural. Like there's no native. I'm a lot of the stuff I see on other reserves, with the casinos or the way they just kill everything, shoot things off the road, have no respect for the salmon, wipe all the species out of the ocean. I'm very disappointed in what I've seen First Nations people here in Canada. Very disappointed. I've never seen a good equilibrium reserve, and that's one of the things I love about the Nia Bay people, is the wonderful equilibrium that they have with nature. It's not perfect, but it's very good, and I respect it. So that's my next expedition. The next expedition back into radium is when the snow melts, end of May. So yeah, and if you want to apply, you could still do that. Give it a try. It's discoveringbigfoot.org is my website. Is my man on here today? There's Andy. So Andy will probably put that up. Andy will put that up somewhere. Um, Thanks for all the comments. Have I said, and so TikTok says, have I done research in Southern Arizona? Oh, but guys, it's been very limited where I've done research. So I was in Florida. My skunk ape research was crap because I was down in the glades, and man, that's not my territory. I was guided, and the local expert ghosted me. I think he was afraid. I think he was full of crap, and I was going to expose him. So that's one thing about me, guys. I'll tell you, if you're full of crap, you don't want to be interviewed by me. You don't want to come around me. I'm going to expose you. I can see BS a mile away. I've got a lot of experience interviewing people, talking to people about Sasquatch, interacting with them, seeing their behaviors, and even the wilderness, the experience of the wilderness, that backcountry. Guys, watch my YouTube videos. I'm freaking legit. As of this year, I've spent over 2,000 days in the backcountry wilderness. So uh, just over 1,000 days alone in the backcountry wilderness of North America, and that includes. So that's I've been to Alabama. I loved Alabama. Oh man, Alabama was great, and I had a guide teach me, so I got really comfortable in the Talladega Forest. There's a Cheehaw Valley. They have Sasquatch there. I freaking loved it. So that was amazing. New York State in the Adirondack Mountains. I met Kyle through that and had an incredible live interaction with Sasquatch. It was outstanding. It's in the movie. And then, of course, Idaho a little bit. Montana, I have video 2 and 3 are from Montana. They're American Sasquatch. I love Washington State, spent a ton of time there. And then I was in California. I filmed the Sasquatch in California. That's in my documentary. Those are the places I'm very familiar with. I was also in Texas a little bit, but not much was done there. Where else? I think it's in Ohio, but I never had anything to do with Sasquatch in Ohio. I looked around a little bit in spots, very superficially, but no success at all in Ohio, where they have the Grassman allegedly. So yeah, my next expedition's in June, and that's where I go. So everybody's saying hi still. So people are asking me Pikes Peak, different places I've been to, um, and I just explained everywhere I was at. So Brock Baker says, you're a blessing to the Sasquatch, bro. Thanks, brother. You know what? I feel like that. I feel like the work that I'm doing, this group of Sasquatch is very receptive to it, very working along well with me, and it's a wonderful thing. Hey, Paul, thanks for tuning in. Paul, we got to talk, you and I. So I'm back this week. I also, not just back, but it was a hard expedition, and lots of work and lots of frustration, lots of ups and downs. and I needed some time to just cool off over the past few days because I was exhausted, burnt out, frozen. But I woke up. I actually, if I probably would have had better equipment, probably could have got some decent Sasquatch footage. It's a long story how it just kind of fell apart on me, and it really sucks. But this phone camera, for example, froze up, and then I had my my new SX70, froze up. I slept outside. The temperature got below zero, and these cameras froze up. And the Sasquatch was pretty close to me, and I actually took the phone and tossed it. I was pissed, and I spent a few minutes, like, saying some words that were rather inappropriate in the wilderness. Frickin' frackin' frick frack frick, because I was just pissed off my equipment wasn't working. And that probably didn't help the live interaction I was having with the Sasquatch. I did eyewitness a Sasquatch on my last expedition, but my cameras were froze up and my other equipment that I needed was not available, didn't work out, and just life happens. So, but I would, there was never an opportunity for something amazing. Well, I have a blurry blob squatch video I'm going to do a video on. It's a blurry video of a Sasquatch. So I'm going to talk about that. And I have my Ashley did a review of it. That's really cool. So that's the next video going up. So feel free to subscribe to the channels, guys, on TikTok and YouTube. So, Paul, Todd, how full are next year's expeditions at this point? Oh, there's my expeditions are done. Like I'm just making sure I got some new veterinarian ladies involved, and I was very interested in them because they actually take a look. Um, they're the veterinarians. This is amazing, guys. Are working on mind speaking with animals, fear-free conflict with animals course. So they're taking courses in veterinary medicines to mind speak with the animals they're working on because animals, the dogs, the cats, whatever the horses, they don't talk. So using empathic abilities. So that's modern stuff, guys. So I'm very excited to work with these two ladies. They're graduating from veterinarian school, and they want to be lifelong colleagues. That's a big thing with me, is you know lifelong colleagues and stuff. Oh, and that's what I wanted to talk to Paul about. Paul got the Nia Bay expedition. Paul's from Oregon, and we have a fantastic relationship. He's a permanent, longtime colleague of mine now. Um, Paul and I, like, you all have to understand. I get once the business is done, this is very personal. Like, people open up to me, I open up to them. We talk about very, very personal things in our lives, and and we get very close. And it's wonderful to do that. So Paul is one of those people that you know we just have really good chemistry, and so I'm very honored about that. Paul's coming to Nia Bay, but I don't know if Paul wants to come to Radium this year. So we'll talk about that, Paul. But yeah, my expeditions, it's very difficult. It's damn near impossible to get an expedition with me. Try, send the email. I'll have a look at it. If you apply, put some information down. Hi, I'd like to go on an expedition. Yeah, Skip. You remember, I'm getting hundreds of these every month, right? I'm gonna, and I really feel into it. And actually, to be honest, there's a day, like, I wake up, I feel an inspiration. I wake up, I check, I look through an email, and boom, there's somebody, and there's something interesting about that. I feel, I feel guided to pick certain people, and that's how I go. I go from the heart. I've been doing that for about 4 years, and ever since I started doing that, like picking people from my heart and feeling inner guidance, divine guidance, maybe Sasquatch, maybe God, maybe the universal connection, I don't know. But since I started doing that, I've been having incredible success. So it's never a point of I can't find people. It's a point of just finding the right people. Because again, after the business is done, the most important thing is about the discovery of Sasquatch to me. And I never know who a person's going to be that I come out and the Sasquatches walk out and sit down with them, take an apple right out of their hand, right? So I use the example of the Matrix, where sometimes I'm Neo, sometimes I'm the one, and the Sasquatch come to me and I get this incredible success, or I get the footage, and that's great. And sometimes I'm Morpheus, where I'm looking, and Morpheus's whole purpose is looking for Neo. So trying to find, or even guide, or just guide a person to where they go be Neo. and they are the ones that sit down. That would be the ultimate dream for me, honestly. If I took out Paul, and Paul is this amazing, clean, wonderful person, the Sasquatch can't wait to see him, and they literally sit down and take an apple out of his hand, then I just become director of photography and film it. That would be my best, awesomest dream. And to be, it's what I always wanted. It just hasn't worked out that way. It seems the Sasquatch come to me first. Because the photograph I got this year, the blurry photograph that's crappy, I had 4 expeditioners with me, and the Sasquatch came right to me. And as they came to me, it was frustrating because I'm like, "Hi, I see you," talking to the Sasquatch, trying to cue the other guys because we'd spread out. We're about 40 yards away, in spread out in the wilderness, and because the Sasquatch had made some calls, so we went out there, and then I had that sighting, got that bit of footage, and then didn't see the Sasquatch. But it was frustrating for me because I've seen them before, and I want them to have the experience, but yet they know me better. I'm I've spent more time out there. It's just kind of an obvious choice that they're often going to choose me. So and that's unfortunate, but that's the way it works out. So thanks for your question, Paul. Hi, Lenita. So Lenita is Alabama. I went down to Alabama with a friend of Lenita's. It had just incredible success. Man, I loved Alabama. Lenita, oh, I can't wait to go back there. I just had so much fun there. I just absolutely loved Alabama. And yeah, Greg, these beings called Sasquatch do in fact, it says face exist. I think it means do in fact exist. They are here on our island. Oh, and where are you, Greg? Oh, in Brazil? Really? In Brazil? Well, I have an email address, Greg. It's called bigfootencounter@gmail.com. If you have information about Sasquatch in Brazil, I would love to hear it. Please. Anybody on TikTok, on YouTube here, if you have information about bigfootencounter@gmail.com. Send me the evidence, send me the pictures. And you can send, gosh, I get pictures, guys. I get impressive Bigfoot pictures. And people ask me not to put them out there. I don't, and I can't. People ask me not to talk about it, and I don't talk about it with my personal close colleagues. So I have never violated that trust, ever. So you want to send me a picture and want me to evaluate it personally? If you want it to get out there, I've got like 5 people that have sent me good pictures. I'm going to start putting up videos about, especially this Australian guy. Holy crap, man! He's got some very impressive Yowie stuff. So I have all this stuff coming out, but it's as you want it. Whatever you send me, as you want it, I will keep it like that. So uh, believe me, I know what it feels like to have someone steal your stuff and profit off it and put it up on the internet. It's been very frustrating. That's been happening for many years, and it is what it is. So, but I won't do that to anybody else. So, what do you believe happens to us when we die? We pass on to another level. So I feel very. My dad didn't pass away. I don't use that term, pass away anymore. They pass on because human. The definition of a human, hue is Latin for light, and man is Latin for manifest. So we are, by definition, a manifestation of light. I prescribe to the philosophy that I am a spiritual being having a physical existence, and once my physical existence is over, then I pass on to the spirit. So that's my feelings about it, and I strongly feel that way. Have we met the biggest troll known to man? Have we? I don't know what that means. Something to Life Brown. You're great at what you're doing. Love this. Love your work. Thank you very much. Sunday Chamberlain says, "Have you seen a Bigfoot?" I'm the writer, director, producer of the movie Discovering Bigfoot. For those of you who don't know, go watch it. It's on Tubi. It's on YouTube. It's called Discovering Bigfoot. If you haven't seen it, and welcome to the show. Yes, I've filmed Bigfoot, seen them on multiple occasions, filmed them on multiple occasions. I have evidence of it. I've taken people out and they've lied, blah, 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 going all day, right? Lenita, hi, Todd. I need encouragement to finish my book. It's at the publisher. Well, I encourage you to finish your book, Lenita. What can I do to help? When will your movie come out, Todd? I'm just, I'm probably going to self-release. So it looks just like that's just the way it is. And I don't feel like shopping it around. And I think I probably have, honestly, guys, if I just sold 5,000 copies of my movie, that's good enough for me. So whether I do that on Patreon or, I mean, I have hundreds of thousands of followers on YouTube, tens of thousands on TikTok and Instagram, and, onto Facebook, tens and tens and tens of thousands. So, that's probably what I'll do is I'll just work that angle and just self distribute it. So that group that were on TV, Never Find Him, and still, yeah, you're talking about the Finding Bigfoot people. Yeah, it should be called Not Finding Bigfoot. Are you a veteran? Absolutely not. I've spent no time in the military whatsoever. I've trained with multiple military officers, snipers from Canada, South Africa, and the United States. But when I train with them, I don't shoot guns. We do stalking, we do ghillie suit work, we do survival, evasion, and escape techniques. Right. So counter surveillance, survival, and we work on that stuff. I don't fire guns. I do have guns and I do fire them, but I'm no sniper. And I've never joined the military, and that's it. Obviously, I have vast respect for military. I do a lot of work with military, um, even to the point now where there's like I've done some with snipers specifically, but even in the larger uh, military organizations, I've consulted and I have really good ideas for them to be efficient and effective. When it comes to pertaining to nature, why it's important to read the ecology and even give every sniper, every officer a book of what to read in the ecology, and then you can be far more effective, knowing that pine trees or Douglas fir grow in a certain kind of terrain, as opposed to lodgepole pine and cedar grow in a different kind of terrain, and that will tell you the terrain that you can expect to come up, right? So what animals will tell you certain things, what happens when you move through an ecology, how you affect it. So really important things that will help with strategy. So I believe in you, Todd. Thank you, Kevin. I know where they walk in Manitoba. Kevin Arrow, if you know where they walk in Manitoba, please. Bigfootencounter@gmail.com. Send me I'd love to hear about it. The government does not want Sasquatch to exist. I would agree with that. Where can I find it? It, as in my documentary. My Discovering Bigfoot documentary is, like I said, on YouTube and Tubi. I just checked Tubi today. I just found out about Tubi today. So I want to believe so badly. Well, just look at the evidence. The evidence is out there is so significant. So Brock says, what does the Sasquatch do there in a wildlife in the area? I don't know what that means. Sorry. I want to see a Bigfoot. Well, that's a big deal. D Kirby. Lenita says, BH, they're real. Yes, they are. I like it when people have their own conversations. A lot of my people on here, especially the moderators, some of the questions get asked before over and over. I mean, I've done probably 100 live shows. Is it that many? I don't even know. It's been a lot. So I answer a lot of questions. And a lot of these people that are regulars on the live show, man, they know stuff. They've listened. They even have good feedback they give me. They teach me stuff. I always learn stuff from this live show. So should it be called Big Feet? Does it only have 1 foot? Yeah, right. Find Todd's videos on YouTube under Sylvanic Bigfoot. That's correct. Subscribe and follow. They're pretty good videos. Truth, they end up chasing old real sightings. Okay, he's probably talking about a TV show. Hi, Todd. Craig. Which Craig is that? Is that my Craig? Huh. Because I have a Craig Expeditioner. It's funny because so I've been I don't feel like I've been dishonest, but there's a track, probably a track that's so impressive. What is it, like a 19-inch track, Sasquatch track? It's a boom mark. What happened was on an expedition with Jason Shute, I heard the boom. That's pretty much all that happened on Jason's expedition, which really sucked because he's such an amazing guy, so grounded, and I was very disappointed. But we heard the boom and we couldn't find the track on the next expedition. I've been saying, like, we found the track, but I haven't been saying Craig found the track. And then I think even once in a while I slip and say, yeah, this is where I found the track. And it's not true. I didn't find that track. Craig found it. The truth is, Logan and I had found a different trackway from a smaller Sasquatch who'd also left a boom mark. A boom mark, so the Sasquatch will go, they'll stamp their foot on the ground really hard, boom. It shakes the earth and you hear this incredible bass wave. It's very impressive. Or they'll go boom, boom, or boom, boom, boom. I've heard 3. And they find 3 deep steps. So Logan and I are checking out this trackway, and then Craig goes, he's probably 30, 40 yards away from me. He goes, I found the boom mark. And I went, I'll be the judge of that. I'm Todd Standing, and I'm the tracker around here. And then I walk up to it, and he goes, oh no. As I'm walking up, he goes, oh no, I found the boom. And I look over at the ground, and nobody has ever looked at that track and not said it was a Sasquatch track. Everybody looks at their track and goes, damn, boom. And it was Craig that found the track. So I'm probably gonna have to put a little sticker on there. Craig found the track. You know how you just like Freudian slip, and I don't know. You have to understand, on every expedition, that's part of the tour. There's structures we go to, there's tree breaks we go to, there's just different areas with different where I've had sightings or blah blah blah. That is the track that people take pictures of, and it's really really it's an amazing thing that was discovered, and absolutely love it. So they've been heard in Pukatuke County, NS. That's cool. Thanks, Face of Based. Jason Hubert, hi Todd. Chris and Royal, we can use you in our directory. So Andy's got a directory going on. So Royal Creations and Chris, figure out how Andy's doing that. So, hello again, James. Specifically, grows Morn area. This is where someone's saying he's seen the Sasquatch. Are Sasquatch legitimate species or animal hybrids released into the wood environments? They're absolutely a legitimate species, 100%. Just no doubt about it in my mind. Paul again. Hello, Paul. On expeditions, I witnessed footprints, tree breaks, a rock knock, and heard a bipedal creature walking in the woods. Like, what else can you say? Like, that is nothing short of awesome, right? And I actually, I have interviewed Paul a little bit, not as much as I'd like to, but Paul, I consider you part of the 62 people that have seen enough evidence. And here what he said. Paul says, I witnessed footprints, tree breaks, a rock knock. And you got to understand, when you're out there and you hear a rock knock, like you hear "tok," like you know it's not a squirrel, it's like you know what that is. And then you heard bipedal creature walking in the woods, like come on. So that'll convince you. Obviously, Paul's very convinced, and it's men and women like him that are part of the 60. You know how many 62 people is out of 128? Remember though, more than 50% of people had nothing happen, nothing, which sucks. But that's the reality. These meatheads that accuse me of taking people out, and I always see Bigfoot every time I go out. I mean, there's some crazy people say some crazy stuff, and you got to understand. I just shake my head. Like, people morph my head into the Sasquatch videos and photographs I've taken. It's ridiculous. It's so stupid. I just don't feel like talking about that stuff anymore. I'm just sick of it. It's just so dumb. Like, use some goddamn common sense, right? I'm a regular human being. The pair of glasses that I just let me do this real quick. I know this is redundant for many people, but see this. These are my glasses. I bought them in a freaking store. I can go into any 7-Eleven, any corner store, and buy glasses and put them on my face. Do you know why? Because all human beings have the same goddamn proportions. All of the Sasquatch that I filmed would bust these if they put them on. Like, you'd have to bend these and bust them. They would never get on. They wouldn't match up their eyes. I've proven that. And yet still I have idiots that morph my head, which is just a regular human head. For God's sake, I've got a 6-year-old little girl. She just put my glasses on yesterday. They're just a little bit big, but she's just little. She's 40 pounds. And she fits these glasses. You can morph her head into it. Like, give me a goddamn break. It's just so stupid, the things that people do. Or now they're saying I have a cleft in it, Matt. Like, just dumb. Like, I've proven that Sasquatch's head is like, what was it, like 13 inches across? My head, I actually know, is just over 6 inches across. So the head is over double the size of mine across. The eyes wouldn't even fit in the screen. That's how wide the eyes are. The mouth would go right across this screen. It's so big. It means she's absolutely enormous. They're huge. They're 9 feet tall. So these things that these people do are just like, I just go, what? I don't even want to do it anymore. I'm just so sick of this stupidity. I'm just so done. If you want to believe that crap, then go right ahead. I just don't care anymore. If like I've done so much, I've achieved so much goddamn success. Like, when you really talk to survivor men, to people like John, or all these men that are on here, all these men and women, all of them, no one has ever in the field accused me of anything but being integral, honest, truthful, and transparent. 100%. 29 freaking people have seen a Sasquatch with me. And I'll tell you, not a single one of them ever. If you ask one of them, if you went to, he just had a man in a suit, you might get punched in the face because you're saying the stupidest thing. These are highly intelligent people. They know what they freaking saw. We didn't see it, down in my backyard over here. No, This is in the hella backcountry wilderness, and I have total transparency. We walk around, we go everywhere. I hide nothing from these people. They know where I am. Like this one expedition with Garth. So Garth is a world famous surgeon, MD, very very intelligent man, very very well off. Worked really really hard. Just an incredible success story. Self made man. Like awesome. His dad died in the Vietnam War, for God's sake, and he's raised by a single mother. Became this incredible surgeon. Just an awesome story. Incredible man. He brings out, unknown to me, a green beret. We just call him Mike. Just Mike. Yeah, Mike's a green beret. Mike's always around me, watching me, following me. Sleeps in the same trailer as me on the entrance way out. Mike has been playing with the Sasquatch. TikTok is dying here. Live is ending in 5 minutes. I don't care. Oh, just let me try to deal with this. Oh my goodness. TikTok horse crap. So TikTok is dying in 5 minutes. I don't know why, guys. Sorry about that. YouTube is not. Oh, the show's over in 5 minutes anyways. So anyways, this green beret I don't know about is having all these things. We're hearing these wood knocks and stuff. About 3 days into the expedition, he looks over to Garth. He goes, Garth, let's tell him. Okay. First of all, I want to tell you something, Todd. Like, and this guy has incredible skills. He's been seeing bear tracks, elk tracks. He's identifying all this stuff. He's a really good tracker. Like, trust me, it takes one to know one. And 3 days in, he goes, Garth, this man is totally legit. I've been putting these rocks out. The Sasquatch have been restacking. We've been hearing these knocks and stuff all around. Todd is sleeping in the bed. He can't be fooling us. He can't be hoaxing us. I'm telling you, and this guy's like a high up. I never did find out how high up he is in the U.S. military. But I think he's like a general, some really, really high-ranking man who built himself up through the ranks. He's like, this man is 100% legit, 100% above board, and there really are Sasquatch out there. And then at that time, there's a knock on a tree, and he goes, see, that's a Sasquatch, Garth. This man knows what he's doing. So those are the trials and tribulations I've been going through. The work is absolutely legitimate and real. I'm just going to do one more question. Let's do something here. Can I do one on TikTok? I don't even know how TikTok is working. Sorry, guys. I tried to mute it. So just one more question. Oh, my God. Somebody gave me a donation. Lenita, thank you so much, Lenita, for the donation. If you do want to make a donation to me that actually goes to me, unlike the ones that go to YouTube, you can go to Patreon. I am a full-time Sasquatch researcher. If you want to support the research and what I do, you can go to discoveringbigfoot.org and make a monthly donation on PayPal if you can easily afford it, or you can go to Patreon. I'm Todd Standing on Patreon, because all I do, I'm 100% full-time Sasquatch researcher. That's my job. That's my life. And if you make those donations, it will go to me if you can easily afford it. If you cannot, I appreciate you sharing my videos. I appreciate you talking about me and telling people about me, because I would like to get the word out that the discovery of Bigfoot is transpiring. And if you know someone like Joe Rogan or Tyler Oliveira or Russell Brandt, send him an email. Send him a little text. Hey, want to go see a Bigfoot? I know a guy. You do. I fearlessly will take anybody out into the wilderness backcountry and show them. They'll either live interact with or eyewitness Sasquatch. That's what I do. I have over just under a 50% success rate. But be impressed with that, because I take 3 people out a time on an expedition. That's like the max. And so you know, too, I don't take 30 people on an expedition. That's ridiculous. 3 is my max. I've been doing this for a long time. When I book 3, often 2 people show up. Once in a while, it's just 1. I get one-on-one, like the last expedition I had with John Hunsinger. But yeah, that's what I do. The expeditions are totally legit and real. Keep Creep Out says, can't say if there were there to hunt them. Regardless, PG set the standard, and that standard still stands. I totally agree with you. I love the Patterson Gimlin film. I think it's absolutely amazing. And my goal this year was to get the new Patterson Gimlin film. And you guys want to hear? I attempted success. You want to hear another way? I put my heart and soul into it. I did the best I could this year. I only got 1 solo expedition. I think I need a few more solo expeditions, and that solo expedition had some serious issues with it. I think if I did 3 solo expeditions, I would be able to get new footage. How do I do that? Make a donation. And this is what I have to say to people. You don't get new footage? Well, what are you doing to support the cause? If you're not supporting the cause, shut up. What do you want for free? Like, you don't have the right to ask me for that. I've given you tons of stuff for free. Shut your mouth. You pay for nothing. You know what you sound like? Like, you're just a little whiny brat I want a new free video. How dare he not get new free? No one in the history of the human race. Jeff Meldrum said it best. Let me end with this. If indeed they are real, which they are the greatest collection of Bigfoot evidence in existence. Greatest. Hey, I love the Patterson Gimlin footage, but that was one piece, one shot deal. I've gotten 9 videos now, 8 that are public, right? And some of them have multiple shots, multiple photographs, right? Will I do 9, 10, 11? But you bet your ass I will. Bet 6 ways. You don't want to bet against me. People, when I got video 2 and 3, people bitched. You didn't have a facial. Then I got video 4. They shut up about a facial, and then they bitched about more, and they bitched about greater clarity, whatever. I got a thermal. I got multiple incredible facials. I got Sasquatch moving dynamically with Kubota, pissed off at me, blinking really fast with incredible jet black eyes and his awesome looking, amazing Sasquatch skin on his face. I got Jake nice and chill. I got Jane looking around for me. I got video 3 running up the side of a hill, 9'4" Sasquatch running faster than the fastest man in the world. Like, try to be a little impressed, because nobody in the history of the human race has got multiple videos like me that are real. And if you don't believe, that's fine. Just be patient. People didn't think the Patterson footage was real, and eventually the truth came out, and now the evidence is out there. It's real. It's undeniably true, and that will happen with me if it hasn't already happened, which I think it kind of has. The video 3 is ridiculously impressive, and there's just other things. I've done good work. I'm really happy with what this cooperation, not just me, what me and the people that work with me have accomplished. I'm very proud of that, and although I kind of failed this year, and I prefer to say attempted success, you got to understand that's the reality of what this is. If I really was untruthful and dishonest, I'd have videos every year. I'd be making costumes every year, but that's just not the case. This has to happen organically, and yeah, I did not succeed this year. And I'm not going to talk about this anymore. But I'll tell you all, from the heart and soul of me, I busted my ass. I put my whole heart into it. I was devoted to it this year, and I came up short. And that's the truth of it. Am I disappointed? Yes. Did I have tremendous success this year? Yes. David Avocado Wolf saw Sasquatch. Multiple other people have seen Sasquatch this year. Had incredible encounters, saw incredible evidence, learned all these new things this year. The discovery process has expanded and up-leveled, but I did not get new footage. And in the past years, I was able to say I wasn't trying, because I wasn't. I was frustrated to the point with people mocking and chastising my legitimate footage. I just didn't care, and there was no abundance in it for me. People just stealing and lying and cheating and doing very deceptive, dishonest things with my footage. So I wasn't encouraged to do that. But this year, I bit down and I said, "Screw it! I'm going to go work for new footage." And I gave it a mediocre shot. I did the best I could under the circumstances. Um, you know, I'd like to do a lot better next year, but the point is, I'm standing here right before you. I'm Todd standing. I'm sitting here right before you, telling you, I really gave it a shot. I spent months, just a couple months, like the last 2 months, September, October. I spent September, October walking with a camera, devoted to getting new footage, and I did not succeed. I wasn't trying in August. I would have got new footage in August on the David Avocado Wolf. If I had a camera, I'd have got footage there for sure. And that's what really cued me too. Like, you know what? I could have had an incredible piece of footage. I want that for me. I want that for my family. I want that for my friends. I want that for my inner circle. So after the David Avocado Wolf expedition, which I clearly would have got incredible sick footage, Sasquatch just stood there for minutes. He didn't move until we moved on him. Like, it was awesome. So, and you can see that video up on the YouTube page. It's up there for now. It's not going to stay there for long. I'm going to use it for other stuff. But, after August, I really bit down, and I was burned out half of September. So I even was short in the time that I had since the forest fires up here that really affected my research area. But I gave it a shot. I put my heart into it, and it's likely I'll give it a hard go next year. Even next level, there's new plans for next year. We are doing things we've never done before next year, taking it to new levels, going to new places I've never been, and it's very exciting. So the discovery is still moving forward. It might be going slowly, but we'll take it step by step. I'll take whatever I can get. The new documentary, you know what? I'll make this promise to you guys. In the next 6 months, you'll have access to the documentary that was finished 2 years ago, just held up in negotiations and business and stuff that did not succeed. So you'll be able to get a hold of it within the next 6 months, maybe even in the next 2 weeks. I'm really going to work my ass off on this, try to get it out there. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. TikTok's going to end in a couple seconds. And thank you all on YouTube. And I suggest next time, people, the TikTok is freezing up and doing very poorly. The YouTube is flying, and I love that. I love that way that works. And oh my God, so many questions there. So, anyways, if you want to ask questions, go on Instagram, go on Facebook, find me there, or go on YouTube to watch the live show. That's the best place to do it. Other than that, thank you all very much for tuning in today. And bye for now, if I can get out of here.